Hi, this is Todd Stevens from beaterotic.com, and I'm going to talk today about public speaking. And this is in honor of the upcoming Sex Geek Conservatory run by Reed Mahalko at readaboutsex.com. And so I'm just going to give you some tips that I found work really well for me uh, when speaking to an audience. And probably my first big tip, probably the tip to end all tips is if you can be entertaining, right? I know not every subject allows you to really be amusing or entertaining, but where possible, um, entertain your audience. And this can take the form of humor, just energy, excitement, enthusiasm, interest in the topic, right? Anything that you can use to make a connection with your audience and keep them engaged so that they're not nodding off in the background, taking a nap or fiddling with their smartphone as we're wont to do, right? You've got to be a fantastic speaker to like get people to ignore those phones for a while, okay? So be entertaining, have some fun with it, and I think people will naturally remain, better engaged. Another tip to follow is be cognizant of the language that you use. See, I used that big word, cognizant. Uh, I know if many college graduates fall into the trap of using an extensive vocabulary. And what can happen is when you're speaking to an audience that is of a different educational level, you can wind up losing people or even offending them because they think that you're speaking above them or speaking down to them, right? Now, if you're speaking to a group of people who have, an education, using those larger words can establish credibility and allow you to be a little more believable. However, for an audience with a lower educational level, bring your vocabulary down, the words that you use down, make them a little less complicated, right? Because this is about getting your message out. It's not about looking smart or educated. It's about connecting with the people that are listening to you and providing them the service that you provide. And my final tip for the day is if you use notes to do your presentations, which I oftentimes don't, I'm guilty and I ramble sometimes all over the place. But anyway, should you choose to use notes, avoid reading your notes as your presentation. I've been in places where the presenter has literally a piece of paper in front of them and they're reading their notes. It's terrible. It's awful. It's not engaging. And if you're doing that, you can't pay attention to your audience. You can't gauge their mood. You can't gauge their engagement. Um, so you may have lost them 6 paragraphs ago and you're unaware of it, right? When you're looking at your audience, when you're connecting with them, you're making eye contact, right? All of these things makes them feel engaged, and at the same time, you can determine their mood and how they're taking your message, right? You can determine if you need to slow down. You can determine if they're becoming bored, where you might use some awful humor, as I want to do. All of those things, when you're paying attention to your audience, you can do. If you're reading, it's difficult to do that. Now, I'm not against notes at all. Notes help keep you on topic. I use them when I can, but I like bullet points really work well for me. Just say, okay, here are the topics I want to cover, and when it allows me to speak about them in a natural language and not sound overly, formal or, boring or dry or whatever it might be. So, 3 tips for improving your public speaking, or at least the things I've learned that works really well. And I'm really excited about Sex Geek Conservatory because it's going to be my opportunity to take my speaking to the next level. Um, if you're interested in public speaking or would like to be entertained by a phenomenal presenter, Reed Mahalko, you can go to sexgeekconservatory.com and sign up for this tremendous opportunity to improve your public speaking game and hopefully have some fun. So see you there. Thanks.